Somewhere right now, a person is living under a name that isn't theirs, working for a country they don't belong to, pretending to love people they were assigned to betray. This isn't a movie. It's the real world of espionage, where truth is optional and survival depends on how well you lie. Spies aren't action heroes jumping off buildings. They're invisible workers shaping wars, elections, economies, and international friendships. Their wins stay buried. Their failures become funerals no one attends. Today, we're stepping inside the hidden machinery of real intelligence agencies, the operatives, the methods, the strategies, and the psychological cost of playing a double life. MI6, the United Kingdom's foreign intelligence agency, looks classy from the outside. Polished shoes, polite accents, and quiet confidence. But underneath all that elegance is a history soaked in manipulation, infiltration, and geopolitical chess. MI6 built its name during World War II and the Cold War, using a tactic the world now calls human intelligence. They didn't rely on gadgets, they relied on people. MI6's specialty was recruiting high-value insiders, people with access, people with secrets, people with soft weaknesses. One of their most famous operations involved the Cambridge Five, a group of high-ranking British officers secretly working for the Soviets. MI6 didn't even know their own house had been infiltrated until decades of damage were done. This failure forced MI6 to become better, sharper, and emotionally cold. The CIA is not a spy agency. It's an ecosystem, a monster with endless arms reaching into politics, economics, technology, and armed conflict. Hollywood sells the action version. Reality is darker. The CIA spends more time manipulating nations than shooting bullets. Their toolbox includes covert operations, influence campaigns, financial pressure, proxy warfare, and psychological conditioning. One of their biggest strengths is intelligence fusion. The CIA can pull data from satellites, hacked servers, embassy networks, informants, airlines, and even random social media posts. If the world produces information, the CIA can scrape it, analyze it, and weaponize it. What scares other agencies isn't the CIA's spies. It's their ability to predict behavior before it happens. Mossad is small, but size means nothing when precision is everything. Mossad doesn't do operations. They do surgical strikes. Their agents build identities that take years. They become locals, employees, neighbors. They create entire lives to hide a single mission. Mossad is famous for targeted eliminations. Their operations are clean, fast, and often impossible to attribute. One example is the global hunt for the perpetrators of the Munich massacre, where Mossad agents track down individuals across continents. Mossad's greatest advantage is patience. They'll wait a decade if needed. They don't chase headlines, they chase closure. India's RAW doesn't get as much global attention, but maybe that's the point. RAW functions quietly, strategically, and with fewer leaks than many Western agencies. Their strength lies in regional intelligence, border surveillance, counterterrorism, political prediction, and influence operations around South Asia. RAW uses deep cover field agents along border zones, gathers intel on foreign military plans, and plays a key role in preventing cross-border threats. While it's not as flashy as CIA or Mossad, RAW has built a reputation for precision and extremely complex geopolitical neighborhoods. KGB during the Soviet era practically invented modern spycraft. Psychological pressure, sleeper agents, mole networks, they turned deception into a science. A KGB asset could live in your country for 25 years under an identity created from scratch. Perfectly normal, perfectly undetectable. That's the frightening part. The modern FSB inherited that tradition, but shifted to digital warfare. Instead of breaking into buildings, they break into servers. Instead of turning agents through ideology, they use blackmail based on digital footprints. They don't chase secrets, they manufacture them. This is what actual spy work looks like. Dead drops,
leaving intel inside a rock, pipe, or trash can. Brush passes, two strangers bumping shoulders to exchange a tiny drive. Honey traps, weaponized romance. Surveillance detection routes, walking in weird patterns to shake trackers. Safe houses, apartments that look boring but hide encrypted radios. Cover legends, fake identities built using real stolen data. Microtech, cameras inside shirt buttons. Recorders inside pens. Ghost communication, messages sent through coded social media posts.
People admire spies without understanding the cost. A real spy isn't living a glamorous life, they're living a divided one. Every friendship is half true. Every relationship is temporary. Every conversation is analyzed. Every room feels like a trap. Their identity is never fully real. Their emotions are liability, not a comfort. The hardest part? Coming home and pretending to be normal. In espionage, failure doesn't get second chances. Captured agents vanish, compromised networks collapse, governments deny everything. One mistake can destroy a decade of careful planning. The world you see is shaped by a world you never notice. Spies influence wars without firing a weapon. They negotiate without speaking. They disappear before anyone knows they were even there. This is the real machinery behind global power, silent, patient, and always watching. If you want part 2, we can go inside individual missions, psychological operations, and the wildest real spy stories ever recorded.